In just 2 days, Dan has made rapid progress north up the east side of Louisville. If things continue to go his way, then he could reach the mall in just a few more days. Okay, well, it is November the 2nd. Dan is still in the gated community on the east side. It is a perfect place for him to stop over. Just 4 large houses. Now he's hoping to continue with the same sort of plan, and that is make rapid progress up the east side, and he could get to the mall in just a few days. But before he says goodbye to this area, that's what he wants to look for. He wants to search the 3 other homes in this area and get whatever valuable supplies, mainly food, that he can find. Okay, well, it is taking a long time to search these houses. They are absolutely massive, and Dan is starting to wonder if this is actually the best use of his time. That is only 1 house search, and it's taken him an hour and a half, and all he's come away with is a couple of cans of food. But food is a precious resource, and he seems to eat it so quickly. So although he's conscious of just how late it is, I think he's going to search the other 2 homes, see what else he can find. And there's actually, this is just the last house. There is only 3 homes here, and then it is time for Dan to jump in his military truck again and head north. Who knows where? Again, he doesn't have much of a plan other than to get out of his vehicle and start swinging. But before he goes in this place, he wants to check the perimeter, make sure it's clear, make sure there's no nasty surprises inside. Okay, well, this place is absolutely locked up tight. So I thought Dan was using his actual elbow then. But that actually reminds me, a couple of days ago, Dan did sustain a small injury, a scratch on his right forearm after missing an attack on a lunging zombie. He only managed to get up just in time, but I'm delighted to be able to say that he doesn't have any more wounds. He's completely healed from that scratch, and no signs of fever or infection or anything, so he's hale and hearty, he's fighting fit. Okay, well, Dan has searched everywhere downstairs. He can definitely hear a zombie, but he can't find it anywhere, and maybe it's upstairs, so he still needs to be on his guard. But he's finding quite a bit of food, so maybe it has been worth his time, and it's not actually that much further north for Dan to get really near the mall. It's not going to take him more than a couple of hours really, so again, he's not quite sure where he's going to stop, where he's going to get out and fight, but he's going to be looking not to just drive straight up to the mall. He'll be looking to secure some sort of safe zone, some sort of safe house that's just a few blocks away, to give him a fallback position for when things inevitably go wrong. Okay, well, there is at least 1 zombie. Yeah, just 1. You could only hear 1 lot of banging, but you never quite know what exactly is on the other side of the door, so it is always a risk. Let's finish searching this house and let's hit the road. Okay, well, before Dan goes north, before he hits the road, it's time to just share the sort of plan. I mean, it's planned with a bit of a inverted commas. There's not much of a plan. This is where he is right now, sat in his truck, ready to go, and he's just going to continue to creep north. Well, he's not going to creep because he's going to be driving in a really noisy military vehicle. There is the mall, and he's kind of thinking, could he find somewhere here as a fallback position, or is that too close? Should he be looking further back? Should he be looking here, which I think is some sort of a construction site? God knows what that is. Doesn't really know what is ahead, and that is not a good thing. Okay, well, as Dan goes further and further north, deeper and deeper into Louisville, those numbers of zombies seem to be increasing more and more, and in just a short while, Dan could have a massive decision to make, a decision that could be the difference between life and death. That is right. When does he stop, and when does he get out and start clearing the area? Okay, well, I think this is the building site, and I think Dan has passed by some sort of concert, outdoor concert or something. And I don't think Dan is going to find anywhere to sleep here, but this could be a good staging point for him to get out and to work his way back into Louisville and find a suitable place for a base for him. But for now, he's going to have a lot of attention on him after coming through in that noisy truck. So for now, we just need to not run directly into zombies. We need to just take care of the zombies that are going to be following in. And as you can see, Dan means business. He's got his best condition fire axe. Wow, is that it? Is that it? Well, that was quite an anticlimax. I guess Dan made the right choice. Now, this is the middle of a building site, just really quite near to the mall, southeast of the mall. But Dan's priority for now isn't the mall. His priority is finding somewhere, carving out somewhere nearby that is going to be a safe zone for him that he can fall back to if he gets overwhelmed by the zombie numbers, which, considering it's the mall, he almost certainly will be. Okay, well again, things couldn't have gone much better for Dan. It is only 4:30 and he really is right near the mall now. And he should have plenty of time to find a suitable location, a safe house. He doesn't want to choose anything that is too near to the mall, but he's just going to work his way west on foot. And he might again be sleeping in the cab of his truck again, but I think it's safe where he's left it. And I'm just going to continue going in on foot and see what is ahead. Well, Dan just can't quite believe how quiet it is in this area. He's right in the deep parts of Louisville. He thought this would be the absolute eye of the storm, and you can see he's strolling around just casually taking out the few zombies that he's seeing, and it's easy peasy at the moment. Now, this is the first building that Dan has actually come across, and yeah, it is just offices. Dan would like to find somewhere we can actually sleep, but his search continues. Oh wow, well that part, that is, I mean, wow. Okay, Dan is almost speechless. It's another fire department, and that is actually just perfect. I mean, wow, let's clear the area and let's check it out. So it's time to go in and check it out. It is a big building. There should be somewhere for the firefighters to sleep. And it's 2-story by the look of it as well. So yeah, I mean, this really should be perfect. Okay, well, Dan really wants to check that store cupboard, but he's going to make sure this area is safe, completely safe. He doesn't want to get suddenly surrounded and in a small room and loads of zombies come from nowhere. So he's just going to continue to clear the building out before he gets to looting it. And that means clearing out the outside area as well, the perimeter. Could make short work of it, but man, there are just hardly any zombies anywhere. It's crazy. And wow, look how huge this fire department is. This must be the main fire department of the whole of Louisville, and that is just down the road. At least he thinks it is. Not quite sure how close it is, but it is just down the road, a couple of blocks away from the mall. Incredible. Okay, well, Dan is really interested in this fire truck. Could he use that siren to lure the zombies into a mega horde and keep them in one place and let a Molotov do a lot of the work? That is a possibility. Dan is really wary of using Molotovs because it's such a big horde of zombies. They can peel off and the fire can get completely out of control. But he's got to do something. He's not sure he's going to be able to do it. He's certainly not going to be able to do it with melee. And we saw at the hospital, when you get that shotgun out, it draws in the zombies from a wide, massive area, all into right where you are. And that could be just too much for Dan. So he's going to have to spend some time thinking about how he's going to approach them all. Okay, well, here we are. Dan has got the truck at the fire department, He's kind of hoping that if things go his way, he's not going to have to spend more than a couple of days at the fire department, but that maybe feels a little bit ambitious. Let's continue searching the area, clearing the area. Okay, well, Dan is just going to work his way to the end of the block, as in right here. Just doesn't want any nasty surprises while he's trying to get to sleep. And there's not masses and masses, not huge groups of zombies, so this has been pretty straightforward so far. Okay, well, Dan has walked to the other end of the block, and these are the only zombies that he's seen. He just can't get over just how eerily quiet it is, but maybe actually it's more to do with just how good his fighting skills are now. He's probably actually killed about 50 zombies, but he's just made it look so easy. Okay, well, it's time to head on inside, make sure this fire department is completely zombie free for Dan, but this is going to be his rather remarkably beautifully perfect base for the foreseeable future. Yeah, well, that is the ground floor completely searched and empty. There is some banging upstairs, so there's definitely at least one more zombie, but it is time for Dan to check out the storage. Come on. There's got to be some fire axes in here, right? It's got to be. There we go. There's one. We're going to leave them just there. There's two. Oh. Wow. 4. 5. Oh, wow. Okay, this is, yeah, just the one, fortunately. We even got a medical area as well. So there could be some, actually we do need some sleeping tablets, and is having trouble getting to sleep at night. There is a zombie outside, of course there is. Where did that come from? And of course they've broken the window. Ooh, that sounds like more than one or two. Let's just get down there and take care of it before things get out of control. There they are. Oh wow. Okay, well, we're going to make quite a mess. Let's take care of them. They're all coming in this one direction. Here they come. Oof, this is actually quite a few. One down, take care of them. Quicker. Very vulnerable to an attack from behind. Oof, man. That seems to be about half of the fire department right there. And yeah, of course there's another zombie. Okay, well, I guess Dan didn't do a thorough enough perimeter search, so let's put that right now. Okay, well, this is the side where all of those zombies broke in. Just check around this side and the back. Don't want any more surprises. Okay, we've got another big building site behind, which is brilliant. It's not going to expect to find many zombies there. Not going that way. That is it. Okay, it is really dark. It is 11 o'clock. Dan is going to start getting tired soon. So he needs to start planning, he needs to start thinking what is his next step going to be. But for now, he's going to get some rest. He needs to be fully rested for what tomorrow could prove to be an absolutely massive day for him. Okay, well, it is the next morning, and as I said, this could be quite a massive day, a huge day for Danny. He could get his eyes on the mall for the first time after all these days, weeks and months. Fortunately, it's not years. But before Dan heads out and chops his way further north, closer to the mall, let's take a moment to just look at where he's at, where he's come. So, info-wise, he has killed 5,746 zombies. He's been going, struggling every day for 1 month, 24 days, almost 25 days now. His skills, he certainly is an axeman. He's earned a lot in terms of his combat skills, and he's taken the skills that he's needed to. He's had to get that electrical and metalworking and mechanics to progress as far as he has. He's just got one more big step to go. Okay, so here we go. Here Dan goes now. Dan has thought quite a bit about what he does next. He was going to take this fire engine and just go for it, just go in guns blazing with the molotovs, with the sirens, He was also thinking about doing a drive-by, just taking a drive around the area, seeing what is ahead, seeing what the zombie numbers are like. But he's going to put his trust in this fire axe, and he's just going to cut his way through all the zombies. He's going to put the work in, fight north, make his way, carve a sort of safe space, really carve a zombie free space. So he's just going to go north, killing the zombies as he goes. Okay, well, Dan has barely made it around the corner, and of course there is a group of zombies and they're coming in from all directions. This is one of the important things that Dan wants to do. He wants to make this area safe, so if he needs to retreat, he's got somewhere safe, somewhere zombie free that he can fall back to and rest, recuperate, whatever he needs to do. But I think this is definitely a good plan. Okay, well again, Dan has barely made it up the road and he's come across another big group of zombies. I got a feeling this is going to be the pattern, but you can see just how incredibly effective he is with this fire axe. It's a bad day to be a zombie. Okay, well Dan is certainly putting the work in. He is barely made, well he's not even made it half a block and he's already had to take out a couple of dozen zombies. He is a little bit exerted, and as usual, almost walked right into that zombie. As usual, there is something too distracting. He's still thinking, he's still tempted by the idea of some sort of emergency vehicle with the siren on, attracting all the zombies into one place and then chucking a Molotov. So he's really, this emergency vehicle, this ambulance here has really caught his eye. Okay, well again, Dan has hardly made it up the block, and this could be a sign of things to come for both Dan and the zombies. Lots of zombies, but just so much slaughtering. It's just crazy how quickly Dan is going through these zombies. He's going to have a lot of work to do in these next few days, but at the moment he feels up to it. Okay, well Dan has been making his way north without barely breaking stride. We've got another interesting location here at the good old gas station. Maybe Dan will find a decent amount of junk food to keep him going. Okay, well the place again is locked up tight, so he's got no choice but to smash a window. Let's see what we can find. There we go, that's the thing that Dan needs. Well, he's going to fill his belly and he's going to have a little bit of a break. He needs to catch his breath, but he is almost there now. It is almost in sight. Louisville Grand Ohio Mall. And there we go, that is a sign of things to come. A big group waiting for Dan. At the moment it is quiet and he is quickly and easily killing these zombies in their groups, in their dozens. So he's just going to continue. Wow, that spear did not last very long at all, but for now he's just going to continue with the melee. It is going beyond good. It is going much better than he expected. So let's just continue to clear the area with that trusty fire axe. And of course that nightstick there will come in handy as well. Really is Dan really still scared at the sight of 4 or 5 zombies? This guy has killed nearly 6,000 zombies, and more often than not when he swings that fire axe they are down in a flash. But no, he's still scared, he's still panicked at the sight of half a dozen zombies. Okay, well Dan has just continued on clearing the nearby area, and look what we have here. Now that looks like a gun store to me. Now if only Dan had a sledgehammer, you know he does. He doesn't have it on him, but that is a nice find just over the road from the Ohio Mall as well. Hopefully that will be an opportunity for Dan to stock up even more on his shotgun shells. So he's going to mark that on the map, but for now, while he's got daylight, while he's got the energy, he's going to just continue with this fire axe, clearing out the car park and the surrounding area of the mall. Okay, well this car park of this mall is absolutely huge. It's huge. I mean, I think this is a really good plan for Dan. When he finally does go all in, maybe with the emergency vehicle sirens, but definitely with the shotgun, it is a real danger. We saw it at the hospital. He could easily bite off more than he can chew and making a massive noise, a massive kerfuffle. It could get absolutely surrounded in no time. So I think clearing the nearby area, the vicinity of the mall of zombies, so he doesn't get completely surrounded, completely overwhelmed, is actually really the best approach. But man, this is a massive car park. Yeah, well, this is the plan for as long as Dan's got the energy and as long as he's got a fire axe, because that condition is going down. He's just gonna stroll up to the groups of zombies in the car park and just take them out, just like that. Hey, well, it has been another busy day for Dan, another day of a high body count, another day to be it's just a bad day to be a zombie. Now Dan has worked from one side of the car park and it's been 3 or 4 hours and he hasn't even made it yet to the other side, and still actually hasn't even got eyes on the mall. This area is absolutely massive. It will again, Dan just can't get over just how absolutely huge. It's just huge. It's huge with a capital H, capital U, G and E. This is the edge of the car park. He's gone from one end to the other. It has taken so long. He wants to continue. What he wants to do now is actually get eyes on that Ohio Mall, on that building, to see what is ahead. And of course, what is ahead, apart from absolutely massive car park, is more and more zombies. Okay, well, there we go. That is it. That has been the end goal this whole time, the end game for Dan after almost 2 months of intense fighting and struggle. That is the Louisville Grand Ohio Mall, and at the moment things seem quite quiet, and has slowly methodically worked his way through all of the horde of zombies in the car park, and boy is it a massive, huge, crazy big car park. But it is probably about 75% emptier of zombies than it was at the start of the day. Dan has done some incredible work, and you can see it is quite quiet. Let's see if we can get right up to the front door. Well, you know what, let's not get too carried away, let's not get too confident. There is the front door to the Louisville Grand Ohio Mall, and on the 5th floor on the roof is where hopefully Dan can call extraction and he can finally be airlifted out of this absolute hellhole, this absolute nightmare. The stage is set. The Grand Ohio Mall and all its zombies versus one man and an axe. It is going to be one hell of a face-off. I really hope you guys will join me and Dan for that face-off, for that battle of giants. But for now, there's going to have to be all. Dan has got a long, lonely walk back. I mean, this car park is just crazy how big it is. But he's should be able to make it back to his fire department base without any problem. What a day. It's crazy how quickly Dan has made progress north through Louisville. I hope you guys will join us for the next one, but for now that's all. Peace.